Hello and welcome to Manga 96, and today we're going to talk about Arifureta, Shokugyou, the Sekai Saikyou. Today's topic will be the weapons and equipment that Hajime created throughout the story. Considering how much he made, I decided to split this topic into 3 videos. With this one covering most of his weapon arsenal, with some of the standout weapons being his trademark guns, his Gundam rip-off shields, or the rod that awakened the perverted side in Tio. But before we start, here's the spoiler warning, as we'll be spoiling a lot of things in this video, so if you don't want to be spoiled, I would highly recommend that you go and read the light novel, as it is an enjoyable read. For everyone else, let's start with how Hajime is able to make all those things in the first place. Being a synergist and an otaku, Hajime has created a lot of weapons and equipment based on his knowledge from mostly manga and anime. He has also collected a lot of artifacts along the course of his journey throughout Tortos. After he had eaten monsters and drank liquefied mana for his mutation, he created powerful advanced weaponry and transport similar to Earth's modern technology for military weapons and vehicles for war. With his first weapons being Donner and Schlag, which are a pair of techno-magical revolvers that serve as Hajime's main weapons. They are 35 cm with a 6-shot rotating style magazine and are formed a composed alloy of Tower Stone, Star Ore and Adamantium ore of highest quality found in the Orcus Labyrinth. When enhanced by the skill Lightning Field, it possesses firepower surpassing an anti-tank rifle with its bullets traveling at 3 km per second. They can penetrate most high-level monsters and blast through resilient armor from both the Templar Knights and Koki's Divine Armor, which is the strongest armor artifact in the Highly Kingdom. They can also damage bones from the inside, when Koki was shot at his kneecaps, which left bullet leads inside them. They can also easily dispel weak attacks with their muzzles such as Hiyama's Fireball and Koki's attacks. The name of those are based on the German words Donner meaning thunder and Schlag meaning strike. Donner and Schlag resemble Colt Python revolvers. Then we have Schlagen, which is an anti-tank rifle that resembles a PTRS-41. It had a 3-meter long barrel and is 10 times stronger than Hajime's handguns, but it can only be fired once before having to be reloaded. The upgraded version is called Schlagen AA. The AA stands for the German World War II anti-tank cannon 88mm. This is essentially a railgun. Its barrels, that has been stretched straight for 4 meters long, have a more extended caliber than the previous version. No matter how one looked at it, its size could be called a gun turret instead. In total, the whole weapon had become more than 2 sizes larger than the previous one. Then we have Metzler, which is a Gatling gun based off a M140 minigun. It has 6 barrels that are capable of firing 12,000 30mm caliber rounds a minute. The barrels are made out of special self-cooling ore, but it still only be fired consecutively for about 5 minutes before overheating. In addition, it needs a long time to cool before it could be used again. The upgraded version is called Metzler Disaster, which is a super large electromagnet acceleration Gatling cannon. Its size was enlarged by 2 sizes bigger. Furthermore, each of the 6 barrels consists of also 6 barrels within them that was the same size as the barrels of the original. It can fire off 72,000 rounds per minute. Then we have Orkan, which is a rocket and missile launcher based off a M202 flash rocket launcher with a 12 rotary magazine. The upgraded version is called Agni Orkan, which is a winged cross with a total length of 3 meters. It could simultaneously fire 300 pencil missiles. Then we have the Pal Bunker, which is a 2.5 meter cannon that can be attached to Hajime's prosthetic arm. It has 6 arms and a stake that could drill through anything. The stake is made with 4 tons of adamantium and compressed via compression transmutation. It also has anchors to attach against hard enemies. It was later given gravity magic to help increase the power of the stake and had compact version of the special magic spell Void Fissure enhanced into it as well, allowing it to pierce through any defense. The upgraded version is called Gatling Pile Bunker, which is a different form of the Pile Bunker until now. The loaded pile bunker was 2 sizes smaller, but its might didn't decrease for even a bit. In a second, 20 electromagical acceleration shot spiraled forward and a huge and super heavy block pile pulverized the target. Then we have Alvos, a shotgun that shoots out needles. Instead of using gunpowder, Hajime packed the needles into a miniature disposable treasure troves with heat made using evolution magic. By compressing them to an extremely small space, they shoot out with little force when released. Furthermore, the needles were coated with a potent poison Hajime had found in the abyss. Then we have Grandson, which is a weapon that bombards the enemy with mana. It is a black cannon with red accents. Hajime created this weapon based on his experience in the sunken ruins of Meluzen, when he encountered enemies that could only be destroyed with mana. Derivation of the skill of mana manipulation, mana emission, mana compression, remote manipulation, also high-speed mana recovery, and its derivation, mana source absorption, all those skills were used as a base and included in a mana cannon. It focused not just Hajime's mana, but also the mana in the surrounding area combined with gravity magic so it could compress that mana further. The mana bullets are then enhanced with spirit and evolution magic. The more compressed the mana was, the more the amount of mana of the target will be blown away. Then we have the crossbeats. It has the shape of a little metallic cross, which has a middle part just like a round shield with a length of 60 cm and width of 40 cm. It moves by the same principle as the unmanned reconnaissance planes, and their types specializing in attack. Inside were loaded with gun and rifle bullets. They were operating using the bracelets where 7 included stones were installed. Moreover, the surface was covered with minerals which endowed with diamond skin using creation magic, so they could become strong shields as the reaction of the mana from indication stone. When becoming a shield, it became a huge flower-like cross. It can also self-destruct when the enemy is distracted by its shotgun power and acts like a surprise attack. When 4 points were united, a box-type barrier would be formed. It's not just a simple barrier though, it's a type that shuts out space itself through the spatial magic. The upgraded version is called Crossfelt, which is the successor of the Crossbeat. It is black with red patterns and is 2 times smaller than the Crossbeats. All of the bullets fired were electromagnetically accelerated. Furthermore, all the Crossfelt were loaded with special bullets named burst bullets. The heads of the burst bullets could release multi-stage shockwaves concentrated to a single point, which made it easier to penetrate any target. Then we have the magic-powered flamethrower, which is a flamethrower made by Hajime that looks like a rifle. It also has flame ore in tar form inside it and can spray flames of 3000 Celsius. Then we have chakrams, which is a moon-like rings that look like a cross between shuriken and a chakram, which can be added with gold claw and a sign interpretation. It can be controlled like the crossbeats and has special magic in hole in its middle part. Hajime can shoot through space with gunshots or grenades like the tar that can burn at 3000 Celsius. It has a remote control with an induction stone. The upgraded version is called Orstes. The chakrams up to now could only create a gate within the small inside of the chakram, but this new type chakram Orstes that can be improved applied and it could separate, and with the built-in wire inside, a gate that could be freely charged inside would be made. Depending on the situation, it could also be used as a guillotine by making something pass halfway into the gate and then decreasing the size. Then we have bola, which are 2 balls attached by a string to catch opponents. It also makes the opponents float in the air in a fixed space. Then we have Hyperion, which is the weapon Hajime used to fire the light of condemnation. A pillar of light with a length of 50 meters that disintegrates whatever it touches. It can be described as a laser beam satellite powered by magic and is a sunlight convergence laser. It is an enormous airframe lens which converts sunlight. It can also charge itself while inside of the treasure trove, which has heat capacity installed in it. Enormous heat which critically overflowed from the treasure trove will be discharged through the launching entrance where gravity magic was added in it to make it discharge towards the ground. Its biggest feature was the fact that it could still converge the sunlight even while it was nighttime. Its secret was due to Oscar Orquest's artificial sun, which lit up his room, which was created through evolution magic, spatial magic and restoration magic. It has a remote control with an induction stone. The upgraded version is called Pulse Hyperion, an improved version of Hyperion that had been explosively evolved in heat quantity, convergence rate, lasting time, and so on that it couldn't be compared with the previous Hyperion. Using the distant U stone loaded on Burst Hyperion, Hajime could even see figures of people that are far away. Burst Hyperion has a total length of around 5 meters. Then we have the mirror beads, which are beads with an isolation triangle shape and size around 30 centimeters. They have a crimson gem installed on their surface. The role of the mirror beads were to reflect the sunlight convergence laser of Burst Hyperion, which was their mother machine. With that, they can exterminate the enemy from every direction. The beads had the word mirror attached to their name, but they weren't reflecting the laser using a mirror, but by making use of space distortion. Using that, it was also possible to bend the laser in sharp angles. At a glance, it looks like nothing more than a reflection. Then we have Rose Helios. They were special treasure troves that stored sunlight which was focused to the utmost limit. It was different with a treasure trove that was built internally to shoot lasers. So to speak, it was a large-scale heat bomb that made use of the sun energy by self-destructing to release all the stored-up energy at once. The heat that was continuously converged was liberated and caused a large explosion like a solar flare. It is installed in Hyperion to increase its firepower. The upgraded version is called Solar Bombs, that is filled with highly compressed sunlight which was focused to the utmost limit. The heat that was continuously converged was liberated and caused a large explosion like a solar flare. It could easily obliterate space up to 10 kilometers. It was used by Hajime to destroy 9 lower levels of hell. Then we have Bel Agarat, a satellite artifact in the shape of an octaedron, with each side 3 meters long. It can regenerate the target and revive the dead by shooting down a stream of light imbued with restoration magic from outside the atmosphere. Even if the target is underground or indoors, by using the spider-type golem's arachne build and gate to send in the light through it, the restoration light could still reach with pinpoint accuracy. And lastly, Delishnor's, which is spirit magic neutralizing artifact. If the attack could pass through everything except the target using spirit magic, then he only needed to enhance Schlag using soul reproduction to create a pseudo-soul in it. Originally, this was a decoy artifact that was reproduced from the assumption that the divine statement, which forced a command on the selected soul on a subconscious level, couldn't be defended using Mildy Rice's artifact. But it was also sufficient to mislead the target of the divine sword. In other words, it is something that bests with a duplication soul. It obstructs the soul interference from the opponent. By using it in conjunction with a living golem, a pseudo-clone could be created. With this, I covered everything that I wanted to cover in this first video on Hajime's weapons. And that'll be all for this video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave your thoughts in the comments below, or subscribe to the channel for more manga reviews and One Piece content. And until next time, take care.